Okay, guys, this week we sat down with Joe Palisi. He became the first Gold Skyrunner on the Northeast Ultra 8. 8 of the gnarliest, toughest single-day hikes in the Northeast. You got the Presi Traverse, the Pemi Loop, Mahoosuc Traverse, Devil's Path, Great Range Traverse, Saranac 6, Cranberry 50, and the Taconic Crest Traverse. He finished all 8 of these hikes in summer and in winter, and he did it under the time cutoff to become the Gold Skyrunner. So there's a bunch of different levels of patches and different times to complete these, the Northeast Ultra 8 hikes. He was the first one to do it, and let me just tell you, I mean, if you've been on the hikes, you know that they're gnarly. I haven't been on all of them, but doing some of these hikes in the winter on trails that nobody goes on, nobody breaks out, in New England winter conditions. He had some crazy stories, some gnarly stories, a couple DNFs, but he came back, he bounced back, and he was the first guy crazy enough, cool enough, crazy enough to do all 8 hikes in summer and winter under the time cutoff. So it's a good interview. Stay tuned. After the interview, I'm going to do some race preview, some race results from the New England ultra scene. I'm going to talk about my recent run and the trail conditions right now in New Hampshire. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a dream story. I had a little bit of a weird dream that kind of made me think about some things. I don't know if it's going to be crazy, but, stick with me for some dream talk at the end of it. But that's what we got today. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Here's Joe. Okay, Joe Palisi, the first Northeast Ultra 8 Golden Skyrunner finisher. So I saw your post on Instagram. It just kind of like popped up. I'd known about the Northeast Ultra 8, like the different hikes that we'll get into, but I saw it pop up and I'm like, oh, what is this? I didn't really know the full different levels. So I start looking into it and realize some of these hikes and some of these winter, what it took to finish this. So I just want to like jump right into it. Can you be like the spokesperson for the Northeast Ultra 8, the different levels and like how you got started with all that stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Northeast Ultra 8 is just a kind of collection of 8 big, difficult routes in the Northeast. And there's 3 levels. There's like the Northeast 8, which is there's no time limit to do any of them. Then there's the Ultra 8, which is the standard. So you have 24 hours to complete each. And then there's the Skyrunner, which just gives stricter cutoff times. So like 10 hours-ish in the winter or in the summer. And 14 to 20 in the winter. And
so the regular Skyrunner is just you have to do it winter summer, but it's just stricter than the 24 hours.
Yeah, so the Ultra is just sub 24, and then the Skyrunner is like each individual trail or route has its own cutoff.
Okay.
So Prezi is like 10 hours for the summer and like 14 hours for the winter, and then the harder ones are a bit longer.
Okay, gotcha. And then what's the Golden Skyrunner?
So the Golden Skyrunner is you have to do them all in the winter and in the normal summer version.
Okay, gotcha. So 8 hikes. I know Prezi, Pemi, Mahoosuc.
Yep.
Are the ones in New Hampshire, at least New Hampshire, Maine.
Yeah.
And then Great Range Traverse.
Yep. So in the Dax, Great Range Traverse, the Cranberry 50, and the Saranac 6, and then Devil's Path is in the Catskills.
Okay, gotcha.
And then the Taconic Crest Traverse, which is like out western Mass in the Taconics.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Okay, so what was your first hike? How did you know going into these things? We kind of chatted a little bit before this. You did you did some hiking kind of on a whim with a buddy. You do the long trail, but like, did you know? You just saw these hikes and were like, oh, this is epic. Let's try some, and then you learned about it. Is that how it happened?
Yeah, I mean, I'd heard of the list before. I wasn't really trying to go for it or anything, but just looking at the website, I was really intrigued. And I saw that not many people had done like the Skyrunner version, and I figured I might as well like give it a shot, right? I've just been hiking a bit and feel like I'm decently fast, so why not give it a try?
Yeah. Yeah, clearly. Yeah.
So the first one I did actually for the for the normal, not winter Skyrunner, was the Devil's Path was the first Skyrunner I did.
Okay.
I'd done the TCT and the Prezi and the Pemi before, but not in Skyrunner time.
Yeah.
And, but Devil's Path was the first summer Skyrunner, and then the first winter Skyrunner I did was also Devil's Path, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are the times? I was looking at the chart.
Yep.
Do you know all the times for each of the routes? Like, could you pull all that today? Or,
Yeah, I think so.
So what's the Devil's Path summer and winter times?
So for the summer, it's 10 hours, and then for the winter, it's 14 hours.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. And is that something that gets a lot of action? I'm really intrigued about some of these winter missions you went on, because I'm sure that some of these didn't get broken out or whatever.
No.
So the winter, the Devil's Path, how did that one go? Was that your first winter, you said?
Yes. First successful winter.
Successful winter.
Yeah.
Does that get broken out fully? Was there, sections where you really had to slog? Like, how did the first one go?
Yeah, so the first one was like mid-January, and there was a bit of snow. We actually did the whole thing in micro spikes.
Okay.
Didn't even pull out snowshoes, and we saw a lot of people. So it's a popular area of the Catskills. All those mountains are on the more popular side down there.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually with my buddy Thomas Orr.
Okay.
I'll talk about him more, but he actually was like a big key player in getting some of these done too.
Nice.
And yeah.
I've messaged with him actually.
Yeah.
And I think I remember this winter he had mentioned like, oh, I'm going to do the Mahoosuc Traverse this weekend. I was thinking like, what? So was that one that he had went out with you on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of like these winter missions. I'm thinking like, who's going out here doing this stuff? Okay.
Yeah. So Thomas is like, he's awesome. I mean, he's like, He put the idea in my head to go for the winter Skyrunner too, and he was the one that asked me, "Yo, like let's go do Devils," and I was like, "Dude, I don't know, like these in the summer are like already they're already plenty, you know, and then in the winter it's
Well, so are you like a lot of these? You probably bringing snowshoes.
Yes,
but you're also bringing like a ton of water. I'm assuming like your packs are just huge.
Oh yeah, definitely, and that's completely. Like one of the big things that I had in my mind for this challenge was like I never wanted to sacrifice like safety or gear for speed.
Yeah.
Because I mean you hear horror stories and there's been tragedies.
Yeah.
Of people that have gone out lightweight in an effort to set some really fast, super cool time.
Yeah.
And then like something tragic happens, you get injured or whatever, and no one's coming to save you, especially in the winter.
Yeah, that is a good point. And like especially when if you're going for time and you're pushing your body, sometimes, it's cool to see people push, but when you're out there totally alone, sub-zero temps or whatever it may be, that definitely gets a little bit dicey.
Oh, yeah.
So it's good, obviously, that you were thinking ahead, well prepared. 10 essentials.
Yeah.
So you did the Devil's Path. How did that one go? Were you like, I can't do all 8 of these? Or were you like, okay.
I was definitely struggling towards the end. I didn't eat nearly enough. I kind of went into it with more like a running mentality, like that we were going to be moving fast. And it's just not the same as the summer, like where you can move fast in the summer. You can't really do that in the winter usually, unless it's like a highway. But, and even that, like we were in micros the whole time. So looking back on it, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I was quite ready for just how much longer and like more energy, like intensive the day was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it really does take it out of you. Because like you're saying, if it's not packed highway, if it's even a little bit of loose snow, you're losing energy at every step.
Right, yeah.
You got to carry more stuff, the whole thing. So.
Sure, and the cold temperatures too. They suck the energy right out.
Yeah. Okay, so that was, what year was that?
That was actually the beginning of last year. So early 2025.
Okay, so you knocked all these out,
last year and this year. Yeah.
Last year and this year, okay. So you do Devil's Path in the winter. Now, did you only have one summer at the going into last winter, or did you do more that summer after Devil's Path summer?
So I did Devil's Path summer in like fall of 2024.
Okay.
I consider it summer still. I mean, there's no snow or anything.
Oh yeah, so it's not like in the season summer, it's just no snow.
Yeah, no snow.
Yeah, no snow. Like
or not winter.
Not winter.
Like, the normal 40. Or it was actually November of 2023 that I did Devil's Path the first time, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, and then that next summer, I actually finished all the rest of the summer Skyrunner.
Okay, nice.
So
Nice.
yeah,
Okay, so sub 10 Devil's Pass summer, sub 14 Devil's Pass winter.
yeah.
What was your next one in the summer that you went for that when you cleared them all?
The next one was the TCT, the
Okay.
Taconic Crest Trail. So that one I did in the summer, or it was the spring of 2024. So that next year. And that one's actually like, I like to do it in the spring. I've now done it a couple times because it's more near where I live, and it gets really overgrown in the summer. And so spring is good and fall is good. Because like you're not dealing with all the ferns and I've
Yeah.
heard some horror stories with like ticks on that trail.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So, but yeah, so that one's 11 hours.
Okay.
And that's 36 miles and like 8K
Yeah.
about. And it's definitely more runnable than like all the other ones except like Cranberry.
Yeah.
But yeah, less popular for sure.
Yeah.
Not as, it's a little bit of a sucky trail to be honest.
Not the overgrown backcountry feel for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not even that backcountry. I mean, well, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's
Maybe just less maintained.
less maintained.
Yeah.
The whole trail too, it feels like you're on like a side hill.
Okay.
So you're kind of, your ankles are always like rolling to the side.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone's done it will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just, yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious, you did them all 1 year. Are you like training for these efforts, or are you just like doing big miles? Like, are you taking, when you do one, like Devil's Path, how long until you went after that next one?
So after Devil's Path that first year, it was going into the winter. So I actually I tried to do the Great Range in the winter that first year, and that went pretty bad. So I'll actually share that
Yeah,
story too.
go for it.
But I mean, like, after that, I actually ended up getting some mild frostbite that pretty much put me out for most of that next winter season.
Oof.
And then getting back into like running didn't really happen towards the end of the winter, spring, and I was doing some road miles, and I did like a half marathon just because I was like not really getting into the mountains too much with that injury. But
where did you get the frostbite?
It was, so we tried the Great Range and just ended up having a way, way, way longer day than we should have. Got wet, some water got in the boots, and got on the toes. I got it.
The toes.
So,
yeah, brutal. Yeah, that's tough. We were just talking a couple episodes ago. Connor Brown, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
He was talking about he had a frostbite incident as well on the toes.
It was pretty much the same exact thing that he was talking about.
Yeah.
That, like, just getting that, almost purple look on your toes when you take the boots off and you're like, oh, crap. Like,
yeah, it can't be good.
Cooked. Yeah.
Does it still give you trouble?
Like, you notice it gets colder more easily than the rest of, your toes for sure. I had like my nail fell out, and I'm also a climber, so as that nail was growing back in, I was wearing my climbing shoes and they're super tight.
Oh yeah.
And it like really like was giving me a lot of pain, like coming back in, because it was like getting pushed in by the climbing shoes. So
yeah, that's not good.
That was kind of annoying to deal with, but it's fine now, pretty much.
Yeah, but bounce back from it.
Bounce
back. So how many did you do that winter then?
That first winter, I did none.
Okay.
After the Great Range.
Okay, so the fail. So that's 2024. I got you.
Yeah, and I'll talk more about that story later when we get to the Great Range, I guess.
Yeah. All right. So keeping with the summer. What was next up?
So then we did, I think the Prezi was the next one I did in 2024.
Okay.
My watch is about to pause mid lapse.
He's a mid run, guys, right now.
Yeah. So the Prezi was the next one, and we did that in May.
Okay.
And so I will say Devils and TCT I did solo.
I was just gonna ask. You can just do these with other people. It's just getting the finishing time. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's no rule for like supported, unsupported for the Ultra 8.
Yeah.
The Presidential Traverse I did with my buddy Xander, and we did it in May, and like literally right before like any of the huts or the summit was open.
Oh gosh.
So like that was, I think we were we didn't really do too much research. I mean, like we'd done the Prezi before, not for any like time or anything. But
Yeah.
we knew what we were getting into a little bit. But it was kind of a surprise that the
huts weren't open. Yeah,
because it was nice.
Yeah, I've heard similar stories from people, and I a lot of people will ask me about the huts sometimes, and I actually don't really go into them or use them really much. Like I just fill up at the spigot and go. So I'm not also aware of when they open and stuff. So I'm sure, other people have ran into that issue.
Yeah.
So was there no water up there for you guys?
There was. I mean. Yeah, there was none, but I think we both got through it on what we were carrying.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
So I mean, we were familiar enough with it that we were like, okay, we're good.
Yeah. Was there still snow when you did it in May?
Only on the Jefferson snowfield, part, and that was a little bit of a sketchy traverse because, it was like there was like some little tracks going across it.
Yeah,
it was a little bit, fun to cross that in trail runners.
Yeah.
Like, you're slipping a little bit, but
yeah, a little bit dicey.
whatever.
Yeah. Well, on my first Prezi Traverse in the winter that I did it solo, and I also really didn't know much about this. I think I've told this on the podcast, but I'll just tell you quick.
Yeah.
I hadn't even seen Mount Washington before in person.
Really?
Hadn't seen it. I swear to God, I don't even think I knew that there were the towers on there, like how it looked. So I was just hiking. I knew the route and was like, oh, I want to do this winter Prezi. So I get up there with a huge pack that I hadn't really worn before with all the stuff in it, so heavy, alone in the dark. And I get up to Madison Hut. And I was kind of, so I did Madison, got to Mad Hut, and then was going up to Adams. And I got a little ways up the trail. And you know how there's like a few of the Adams? There's like different peaks, not just the one. I thought that was like all of the Prezi range.
Oh, really?
So you couldn't see to Washington. I was like, oh, that's Washington. That's what Jefferson or whatever.
Dude, that's hilarious.
And dude, I got up into Adams and my entire world like flipped on its head. I was like, oh my God, I'm not even close.
Yeah,
dude.
You got to go all that way.
Yeah.
So funny.
But when I did that, I was crossing the Jefferson snowfield and I had an ice axe that I hadn't used before. Like I was just like, I'm going to get this, whatever.
Classic.
And it's strapped down on my pack.
Yep.
And I realized when I'm halfway across the snowfield, like, oh my God, I'm on it.
Yeah.
And there was one set of tracks. And so like, I didn't even have room to take my pack off. It was so heavy.
Yeah.
So I was just like, just totally blew it.
Yeah.
But yeah, fun on the Jefferson snowfield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. I we were joking about like, the ice axe is just for the pictures. You don't usually need it, but you do. Like sometimes you do need it.
That would be a situation the one time that you actually do need it.
Right.
You're not using it.
So
I think I sold it like the next fall. I was like, if I actually need this, I'm just not going to go on that route for the, the couple places in the whites.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm not a climber, so I don't know. You probably get in more of those situations, but I just stick to the pack down trails usually.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to move fast, like just stay on, do that.
Yeah. So anything else? So you had no hut access, but the Prezi went okay. A little bit of bonking at the end, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, the Prezi was fine. I mean, that's just a route that's like, the way I really like it. I don't think it's too difficult in comparison to the other ones.
Okay.
I think a lot of people do think it's difficult because of the rocks.
Yeah.
But that one is one, in my opinion, I almost think it's actually like the easiest.
Okay.
Physically for me.
Yeah. Is it the shortest? It's definitely the shortest.
It's the shortest. Yeah.
Is that the lowest? What was the time cutoff for summer?
It's 10 hours.
10.
So it's generous. But yeah, if you're not used to those rocks, like it's tough to move fast on the northern half.
Oh yeah, the northern Prezis are shocking, quite shocking. Yeah. All right, so next up, you knocked out the Prezi.
Yep. So the next one was the Saranac 6.
Okay.
And that's different.
Yeah.
So that's the driving one.
Yeah, so I know about this. There's like, what is it? Some sort of gazebo looking thing. I feel like I've seen pictures that you have to drive to and there's a bell, right? And you do 6 different things. So explain that one.
Yeah, so there's the bell down in like the village of Saranac Lake. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. You got to start your watch there and finish your watch there.
Yeah.
And you also have to do one of the peaks, Baker, you have to start and end from that bell. So you got to run to it because it's right in the town, basically.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, it's funny. Like, I always end with Baker when I do the Saranac 6. And I mean, I've only done it a couple times, so. But so yeah, like you drive to the bell, you know, you're like hand on the bell or the gazebo or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then you start your watch, and then you immediately like pause your watch and drive to the first one,
Oh,
because like you still got to get the elapsed time.
Yeah.
It's bell to bell.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny.
Yeah, that is funny.
And then yeah, the first one that I did in the summer was Haystack, and there's like Haystack Mackenzie.
Okay.
It's kind of like a Y split.
Yeah.
So you do those two, and then Scarface was the next one, and then Ampersand, and then St. Regis, and Baker was the last one.
Okay.
So they all have their own personalities.
Yeah. What is the total stats on that when you do all 6 of them? Like, what are the running stats and what are the driving stats? Are you driving significant chunks?
Yeah, so it's I think about 2 hours of driving.
Okay.
If you're not like breaking any laws or you don't get stuck behind people.
Yeah. Well, this is something that I've talked with people about, like some of these driving ones.
Yeah.
Are people flying? Like, there should be like you just have to go the speed limit because we don't want to make it a driving thing. Yeah.
It's interesting, like because that is part of the FKT. It's like total time bell to bell.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, in theory, like if you're speeding, you're taking off time. That's less time that you gotta run.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's about 2 hours, give or take.
Okay.
And then for the stats on the mountains, I think it's about 30 miles with like 9K vert altogether.
Yep.
So
what's the longest? Are there any like long ones, like 10 milers? Or are they all kind of?
Yeah.
What would that be? 5?
The
5 to 6?
Haystack and Mackenzie together is about 10 miles.
Okay.
So
and the rest of them are shorter.
And then Scarface is 7, I think, and then Ampersand like 6. St. Regis I think is like 6. And then yeah, what am I at? 13, 19, 29. Yeah, Baker's like 2 miles. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
quick end.
Yeah, quick end.
Yeah.
So.
So what's the time cutoff for that one?
That time cutoff is 11 or 12 hours.
Okay.
I think 12 hours.
Yeah. Was that one hard?
It's hard. Like you sit in the car and start to tighten up a little bit. Like in that sense, it's hard. But none of the trails are too bad. Up to Mackenzie is like definitely get a good taste of the Adirondacks there, because that trail is pretty raw.
Yeah.
But none of them are too bad in particular. Like you could, in the summer, you could probably go out with just like a running belt and just go rip them.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily going to like rip them or anything.
Yeah, you were just trying to get under that qualifying time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
What was next that summer? You were just knocking these out. Was this like, did you do any back-to-back weekends, or were there?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, or maybe one every 2 weekends.
Yeah, every couple weekends.
Go up every couple weekends.
Yeah.
And
where are you driving from?
At that point, I was driving from Connecticut.
Yeah. So okay.
Yeah, like Hartford area.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a similar distance to the Adirondacks and the Whites. So they were, yeah, long drives.
Yeah,
every 2 weekends, it was like worth it for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're used to long drives around here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then so the next one I did was the Pemi.
Okay, nice.
Pemi. Oh yeah, and actually, so the Saranac I did with my buddy Will.
Yeah.
Will, and then Pemi I did with Xander again. Same guy as the Prezi.
Yeah.
That one was. Pemi was like. It was hard, but I felt really good on it.
Yeah. Nice. Was that your first time doing a Pemi?
That was not first time on the Pemi, but my first time running it.
Okay.
Like in a day.
Yeah.
I backpacked it. And yeah, it went surprisingly well. I added on Westbond.
There you go. A little bit of a flex.
Yeah, I was like working on the 48 and not Galehead though.
I was gonna say, did you do Galehead? No.
Well, we did Galehead on the backpacking trip.
Oh, okay, so you already had
Westbond.
it. Yeah. I got you. This is peak bagger mentality.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know what? I got enough time to do it. So
yeah.
That one. Yeah, and we went counterclockwise.
Okay.
Started on the bonds. And that was actually the first time I really used caffeine. Like I'm not like a big caffeine guy, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I felt great. And
yeah.
So Xander is super fit. Like he's from Colorado too, and he's always blowing me out of the water, but that was the first time I actually felt fitter than him.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I was on caffeine,
Yeah,
and I'm
a
like,
little bit of
dude, this is
caffeine.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel great.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, it definitely helps. I don't drink caffeine regularly, but when
Yeah.
I do workouts and efforts now, I definitely take it.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yep.
it's great, yeah.
Yep. Do you think you did overboard? Sometimes I take a little bit too much. I'm like, I took too much caffeine.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think I took a good amount.
Okay.
It's like rocket fuel. I don't think I took that much. I
Yeah.
don't remember how much it was. He was like, yeah, take this.
Yeah.
So you can keep up with me.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah,
Yeah, that's funny.
whatever. But
What were the Pemi times?
Pemi was like 950 something,
Okay.
955, I think.
Yeah.
So, and that was like, I was pushing it.
Yeah.
Well, not flying, but pushing it.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think this is always a question? Are you a counter? I don't know. You've done it at least twice, the Pemi.
Yeah.
Would you prefer counterclockwise or clockwise?
Ooh, that's a good question. I actually really like counterclockwise.
You like counter? I
Yeah.
feel like more people like counterclockwise.
Yeah.
The only thing that I just like a little bit better is if I'm going with the heaviest pack that I have, like at the beginning.
Yep.
I would rather just get the climb out of the way.
Sure.
While my legs are kind of like a little bit fresh and maybe they don't feel it as much.
Yeah.
And then I'm just lighter the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Whereas like you just do more climbing later in the counterclockwise. But I'm pretty sure that people, and we've talked about this on the podcast before, I think people are in agreement that counterclockwise is probably faster.
Yeah, I would think so. I think I share the same like mentality with you on that heavy pack, because in the winter I did it clockwise.
Yeah.
With the pack.
Yeah.
But I think for counterclockwise, like if I was gonna go race the Pemi right now, I'd be thinking like, yeah, those first like 5 miles you can go like, sub 7, pretty comfortably on Lincoln Woods.
Yeah.
And then just up to Bond Cliff is pretty fast, and just cruise all the way to Garfield Ridge.
Yeah.
But then it's all about like, can you finish strong?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, everyone who goes counterclockwise like has like either bonking stories or like running out of water. Because yeah, you're right. You get up to Bond like pretty easily, and you're like, oh man, I'm out here. I'm flying.
Great, yeah.
Yeah. And then just everything else hits you.
Yep, definitely.
Nice. So you got the Pemi done. That's 4 out of 8?
That was 5. Yeah.
5 out of 8. Okay.
Yep.
Next up.
Next was what was it?
Don't freak out. I forget things all the time on this podcast. All the time.
So
you could just make one up. Just say whatever one that we.
Yeah. So well, I had Mahoosuc and Cranberry left. Those were the last 2 I had.
Yeah.
So Devils, Saranac. Oh my gosh. Oh, Great Range.
Great Range.
Dude, my favorite one. How did I forget the Great Range? Great Range was number 6.
Okay. Yep.
So Great Range. I did with Will Morris, and same guy I did the Saranac with.
Okay.
That one I was actually nervous going into.
Yeah.
Because it is so technical, and I've said it once, and I'll say it again. The Great Range, in my opinion, has the potential to be the most dangerous on the list.
Okay.
I think it is the most technical out of all of them.
Yeah.
And the most raw for sure.
Yeah.
And it'll kick you in the teeth if you're not ready for it.
Yeah.
I
think I've heard it described as like it's like an OCR course out there, right?
Yeah.
Does that hold true?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
It is like you're duck diving and jumping roots, climbing cliffs, like dropping down on like chains.
Yeah.
And actually, so the first time I tried it, which was in that winter time, like I didn't know what I was getting into, and I thought it was gonna be like the stuff here and like the stuff in or like Devil's Path kind of vibe, like manageable. It's not gonna be worse than like any of the 4,000 footers, any of the other 4,000 footers. I was so wrong. That trail is so gnarly. So we got like up to like the Saddleback Cliffs, and you're like, I mean, Gothics too. Gothics and Saddleback together. There's 2 areas where you really gotta like navigate some really steep, slabby, terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the winter it was like icy, and actually on Saddleback on those cliffs, I took a pretty big fall, probably about 50 or 60 feet.
Wow.
Not vertically, but like tumbling down.
Yeah,
like,
long.
And it's like, like steep ledge drops, pretty gnarly. And luckily, I landed in like some fat powder at the bottom.
Okay.
Which was good.
Yeah.
If I didn't do that, I would have been cooked.
Yeah.
I would have absolutely gotten seriously injured or maybe even like worse.
Yeah.
And also like it was totally super deep powder that day and unbroken. Like no one was doing it. And we were already like, I'm going to say like 8 hours in when that happened. And it was starting to get dark, like not dark, but it was getting late.
Yeah, turning over in the day. Yeah,
turning over, and we were making our way through. We were like, it's fine if we're hiking in the dark. And but yeah, after that we're like, all right, we should get out of here. Like this is not.
We need to get out of here.
Yeah.
So was that it? You did not finish that day?
No, we didn't finish it. But actually, when you're in that cold between Saddleback and Basin, there's no way out except to go back over Saddleback or over Basin.
Yeah.
So, and Basin too is like gnarly in itself. Like those mountains in a row are like pretty challenging. So we like trudged over Basin, which has its own set of like ledges and cliffs and whatever. And we ended up taking this trail called Shorey Shortcut.
Okay, Shorey Shortcut.
Shorey Shortcut.
Is that an off the not on maps trail? It sounds like maybe
it is on maps.
Okay.
It's not a shortcut.
That's the problem. Oh, there you go. That's the
it
surprise.
Actually goes up. So you're like, okay, it's a shortcut. It goes back down to the valley. It goes over like a sub peak of Basin.
Yeah.
And then down into the valley.
Yeah.
So it's like almost not even that much better than just taking the standard trail out.
Oh man.
But yeah, so
what's the time for the Ultra 8 for that one?
For the Great Range. So in the winter it's 14 hours as well.
14.
And then 10 hours in the summer.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's a harder cutoff for sure than Devil's Path and Prezi.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
after that, are you thinking like, oh man, these winter ones are gonna be tough? Did you kind of like maybe give up a little bit, or were you did?
I did. I didn't want to do them in the winter.
Okay.
Thomas convinced me.
Yeah, he saved you.
He's very convincing, by the way. But yeah, no, I was like, I was scarred from that.
Yeah.
I didn't plus the frostbite. I mean, we were out there for like 18 hours. That was the longest day by far I'd done at that point.
Yeah.
And
18 hours is a long effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold too. Like all my stuff was frozen. Like that was the first time I really got a taste of like, it was like your oh shoot moment.
Yeah.
That some people don't have, and you can tell by the decisions they make.
Yeah.
Have you had like a holy crap moment? Like that was serious.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some winters where I get up wherever, and I haven't done any of these crazy missions.
Yeah.
But I usually go up most weekends, like no matter the weather, just like picking peaks kind of good. But when you get up there and you feel that cold of -20, -30 wind chill, you're like, I have no control out here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You just have to make good decisions.
Absolutely.
Is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially above tree line. Like anything above tree line or remote, like where you're not seeing people.
Yep.
It's for real.
Yeah, it's serious. I mean, especially if you're solo too.
Yeah.
You lose your fingers, it's super hard to get them back.
Yeah.
Especially like if you don't have someone else to help you take out hand warmers or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're out there by yourself and your fingers go, it's like, oh my gosh.
And it goes quick.
It does.
If you get anything wet that you were planning on not being wet, like it can be minutes, but you know what I mean?
Yep,
so
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so how did the convincing, or let's finish up the summer ones.
Yeah.
So we have one more summer one?
Yeah, so, well, the Great Range in the summer was fine. I was scared. I was nervous about it because of the cliffs and stuff, but it was fine.
It went fine.
And then
Mahoosuc?
Mahoosuc was next. That one was hard, but it was fine too.
Yeah.
I mean, that was, I think, the hardest one for me.
Mahoosuc,
yeah. I tried to vlog it. I thought it was going to be easier than it was. I mean, I know they say it's the hardest, but none of them up to that point in the summer were too bad for me. So I was like, okay. So I was like taking my time, like vlogging the notch. And before I realized it, I'm like, oh, I'm like running low on time.
Yeah.
So I had to push it. But got it done.
I've heard that one's pretty gnarly. Like in the middle, it's kind of sounds like OCR-y a little bit, like cliffs and roots and
Yeah, the notch, the Mahoosuc notch.
Yeah, the notch.
Yeah, and it's kind of relentless. Like it just doesn't stop going up and down.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's standard, I'd say, for out here. I actually met Amber on that trail too when I was doing that. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
For anyone who's listening, Amber Constant's doing laps out back right now.
Yeah, she's up there somewhere.
Yeah.
So then the last one was the Cranberry.
Okay.
And that one I actually was kind of worried about because that's a 50-miler.
It's just a flat 50-miler, right?
It's flat and it's a little hilly, but flat relative to the other ones. But the big thing about that one is the water.
The water.
The beavers, the bogs,
Okay.
That's like what it's known for.
Yeah.
And so that one was, you get wet feet.
Yeah.
That one took me 2 tries because I actually took a wrong turn the first time.
Oh, in the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, how do you even do that? Like, you feel like such a...
It happens. Dude, I will take wrong turns all the times. If I'm doing some sort of effort or like new route or something, I would just put it on my watch now. Yeah. Just to have it.
After that, I started doing that. Just, what happened was I followed like a side trail that looped me back somewhere else on the... Like, I was on the main trail, took a side trail that looped me back to the main trail, and then I started going the wrong way, like that I'd already come from.
Oh no!
But it's all woods like this.
Yeah,
so you don't realize. Like, there's no like landmarks.
Yeah, that's it. So when you realized, did you just have like stomach like dropped? Like you're like, what?
I did because I was being supported by his 2 guys on a canoe. They were out there like having a good time on the canoe, and they were gonna meet me. And I was like, luckily I found a spot with service. I'm like, guys, like, I messed up bad. Like, I am where I met you before.
Oh, no.
Because I recognized the spot that I met them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I was here like 4 hours ago.
They're just paddled miles away right now. Yeah.
And they're like on the other side of the lake.
Yeah.
Like where I was supposed to meet them next.
Did they come out and support you the next go, or they were like, I don't know this guy?
I didn't ask them to. I felt bad.
Felt bad.
So I went back a week later though. Because I was really mad,
Yeah.
And even once I was in that spot, I still had to walk out, which was like another 15 miles.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing like almost over 40 miles that day.
Same. Yeah, you didn't get any short then.
But yeah, I went back a week later and just did it solo and got it done. And also Jason Pagot, I don't know if you know him.
I've seen the name.
Good. He's a really good Adirondack runner, really big runner up there.
Yeah.
He ran the FKT that same day.
Wow, did you see him?
I did see him. He ran right by me. Like I was standing still. He was flying.
Yeah.
It took me like 12 hours to do it, and I think he took like just under 8 hours.
Wow.
So, yeah. He's super strong.
Yeah. Definitely when you see those guys on the trails like ripping, you're like, yeah, that is crazy. But I mean, I don't know, 4 hours. I feel like if you were giving it a quick go, like, I bet you're not that far off from
now I feel like I'd be able to do all of them a lot faster.
Yeah.
Back then I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's really fast.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the hardest summer one, do you think? Great Range?
I think the Mahoosuc was harder for me in the summer,
Yeah. Does that one have the longest cutoff?
That one, 12 hours.
12, okay.
Yeah, or actually Cranberry has the longest in the summer, 13.
Cranberry, 13. Okay, okay. So we got one of the winter stories, but let's get into some of these like winter, these war stories, I'm sure.
Sure.
How did you get coaxed back into, no, you're going to do the winter ones? What was the message? Thomas says, you can do it.
Dude, yeah, Thomas was just like really convincing me because he met, I met him on the like Facebook group for the Ultra 8.
Yeah.
And I saw he did the winter TCT. And I was like, dang, that's pretty, here's another like strong guy that's going for like some of these in the winter. And like the thought of maybe doing it in the winter, like trying crossed my mind, but I needed something to get me over the edge.
Yeah.
And so Thomas was that, and I never met him in person. And I know that's not like, not the best idea necessarily to go out for like one of these winter ultras with someone you don't really know.
Yeah. You gotta know that they're up for it as well.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And he had good credentials.
Yeah.
And he's pretty experienced with the winter stuff. Like he's been doing it longer than I have even.
Yeah.
So, and it went well. I mean, we were going slow and steady.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said before, like I did bonk because I didn't eat nearly enough.
Yeah.
But it was fine. Like we
Yeah.
finished with like 5 minutes to spare.
Wow.
And that is so Thomas loves to do that. He's very big on the planning.
Yeah.
And he planned the whole thing out, right? He's got all these Excel sheets, everything down. It's
Love
like the
it.
minute.
Yeah.
And so he is like, I'm gonna do this and make it as easy as I can for myself.
Yeah. Okay.
And like just go smooth and like everything's gonna be timed out and we're gonna roll in just in time.
Yeah.
So that was like
Nice.
Yep.
So it worked.
It worked.
Sheet
Yeah.
works. Yeah.
And I was just going along with whatever he was gonna do. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome. When I do race efforts, I have a big detailed Excel.
Yeah.
And I've had a pretty good track record, like handing it off to crew. So
Yeah.
I would love to compare Excel sheets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys could check, could like do that.
Yeah. So do you think that, so you guys coming in 5 minutes, I mean,
Yep.
this was the plan to do it easier. Do you think the winter cutoff times are harder? Like they're longer, but are they still harder because it's winter?
Yeah.
Or do you just need good conditions? Like is it very condition dependent, obviously?
Definitely completely dependent on how stiff the ground is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say they're either way easier or way harder.
Okay.
So like it's like completely dependent on, are you breaking trail or like are you on like a highway?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're on a highway, like the winter cutoff times are like no problem. Like you can hike it.
Yeah.
It'd be fine. So
You don't have to worry about rocks or anything. You just fly over it.
yeah.
Is there I'm trying to think. Is there like a strategy? Like are some of the ones earlier in the season? I guess what is winter? Is there a definition for winter? Because like there could be obviously a little bit of snow versus like,
Yeah.
if you don't have snow in the Prezis up high, or you have it up high but you don't for like 90%, like how does that look?
Right, yeah. That's a big thing. So for this, the rules are the official winter season, so December 21st to March 21st or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, like exactly, like so you could go in like theoretically like early season on a low snow year and do it while it's clear.
Yeah.
Or like on some of the lower elevations at the very end of the season, and like if it hasn't been super snowy that year, you might be doing it while it's clear in March.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's definitely interesting to look at that. And like I think even like on the Prezi FKT, like it's like winter conditions, like they call it that, right?
Well, there was a big back in the day when Ben Thompson ran that. There was a big kind of like thing about him running it on like easier conditions because like he must have got a perfect day and just flew.
Right.
So I think they flagged it and moved it to winter conditions.
Yeah.
And that's how they call it now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it's you're right. I mean, you could be doing it like one year on like December 21st and there's no snow. And then the next year it's like, 3 feet of powder.
What do you think is the spirit for this? Do you think it's in spirit to wait for snow for these routes? Or, have you had any conversations with people doing it? What does Thomas think too? Like, it seems like I
don't think for him, I think it's all about like the conditions, especially like he doesn't mind like if it's going out, if it's low snow.
Yeah.
And getting it like, and for me too, I think that's part of the game. You got to watch it.
Yeah.
And on one hand, like, yeah, like it doesn't truly feel like a winter effort if there's no snow.
Yeah. But don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Hate the game.
Yeah, exactly.
If the rules are very specific.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, and I mean, for this in particular, where you're going for the time, like, it makes sense to wait out for good conditions.
Yeah.
And in some sense, like a highway is even easier than no snow.
Yeah.
So here's my watch going again.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know. I do appreciate there being snow. It feels like more of a winter effort. But,
yeah. You'll take good conditions.
My TCT was the only one that wasn't like completely, true winter. I would say like TCT I did late season and It was almost snow free, not like completely, but pretty close.
Yeah,
Getting there.
close.
So there was some snow on the ground, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So when you finished the Great Range Traverse,
Yeah.
what was the next, like, what was the plan? Did you have to get coaxed into, like, we got to do another one, or were you like, all right, I'm gonna try to get these 8? And what was that next one? How many did you do that winter?
So I did 5 the first winter.
Okay, 5
So
the
it was,
first winter.
So Devil's Path was first, and
Yeah.
then the second one was the Saranac 6.
Yeah.
And that one was another good one to start with for the winter because it's easy to bail.
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
5 shorter hikes.
Yeah.
If you need to bail, you have the car there.
Yeah.
But that's always broken out too, it seems like.
Okay,
Those
nice.
mountains they're really popular.
Yeah.
And so that one actually wasn't too bad. We kind of crushed that. It was me and my buddy Solo. His name is Solo.
Oh, nice.
Cool name, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jason actually joined us for the end of it too. So it was kind of a party.
Nice. That's fun.
Yeah. So it was a good time.
Yeah. So now you're like, all right, maybe I can do all these.
Yeah. So I'm starting to think like, yeah, maybe like I should start focusing on this. But I had a couple failed attempts.
Yeah.
That winter, like the TCT. No one's going out there, So I tried to do that one, and just going so slow, like just deep powder.
Yeah.
And like there was no way I was gonna get the time.
Yeah.
Like just trudging through that powder was so brutal.
Yeah. Were you in snowshoes or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You gotta wear them.
Snowshoes. We didn't do snowshoes for Devils, but we were in snowshoes for Saranac.
Yeah.
And at the Adirondacks, they're very strict on the snowshoes there.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I think I've maybe heard that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do more stuff in the Dax, honestly.
Yeah.
Than the whites, so I'm used to it. But yeah, like, a lot of people, they don't like the snowshoe rules because they want to rip.
Yeah.
Like if you want to rip, it's hard to do so in snowshoes.
Yeah. You can get the running snowshoes, but it's just not,
Yeah.
It's kind of, it can be fun a couple times, but if I go no snowshoes, I feel like people up around here,
yeah,
they try to not bring snowshoes if you can.
Yeah.
And obviously not, like, if you're postal on a trail, it's just way harder for you.
Right.
But yeah, if it's like firm, yeah.
Yeah, if it's like ice, it's like, all right, why don't I wear spikes,
Yeah.
But they still want you to wear snowshoes as long as there's 8 inches,
Wow.
And it's serious. Like you'll get yelled at.
Yeah. Is it people is it hikers enforcing it, or is it like
both.
patrol both?
You can get fined actually a lot of money.
I know, I heard.
Like it's I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I like snowshoes.
Yeah.
I'm a snowshoe enjoyer.
Yeah, don't
But
don't
some people,
yeah,
some people don't.
What is that that word? Don't admit to a crime right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So what were the other ones that winter?
So and then so I didn't do anything for a while, like midwinter. Midwinter is not good.
Not good.
We've determined that. Midwinter, none of them go.
Too much snow.
Really. But the last like week or 2 weeks of winter, I went out and did 3. So I did the TCT, or no, the first one was the Great Range.
Okay.
Great Range. So at that point, I'd done some more recon in the Dax, and I actually called up Amber.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, like, you want to go do the Great Range?" And she was just coming off of Prezi.
Yeah. And
she was like, "Well, I'm coming off of Prezi right now, but I'm not doing anything tomorrow." So. Maybe, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm gonna go do it. So if you want to join, like,
yeah.
And she's like, all right, sounds good. That's enough convincing.
There you go.
So she came and did the Great Range, and that was, technical. But it was a lot better than the first winter try.
Nice. So you got the finish. Were you under, what was it, the winter time for that, 14?
14, yep.
So do you remember what you finished in for that one?
We were like 13, I think.
Nice.
And that was, there was a lot of snow still.
Yeah.
And it was like late March. But, a lot of the trail was like, all the trees, like the snow is above the trees.
Yeah.
So it turns into like pure, like almost snow fields.
Yeah.
And like there was some steep spots on there. We were actually like joking about it, like, Amber like kicked my ass at the end because like she has definitely more endurance than me, but then she's like, you know, she doesn't do great with like the exposure, and she was like freaking out a couple times like on the ledges and like
Yeah.
so like yeah, definitely got each other through that one.
Yeah. Seems like your powers came together.
Yeah,
Good team
exactly.
effort. Yeah.
And then the next one was the Prezi.
Prezi.
Yeah, and that one was super easy.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good day and just
Yeah.
went out.
Prezi gets stomped out too.
It
Pretty
got
good.
stomped
Yeah.
out. Like we were like, that was 14-hour cutoff.
Yeah.
And we just had a good day. There was tons of people.
Yeah.
And literally just like walked it, talked to everyone. And we still were like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Like it was like,
Yeah.
super chill.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then TCT was the last one.
TCT.
Yep.
And you said that one was like low snow.
That was low snow. Yeah,
Yeah.
there was some snow in the like the northern side. So like, it's lower elevation, so it melts out. And so like the south side was all like dry pretty much, but then the northern side would still have like a little bit of rotten snow that I was running through. And I did that one actually. The first bit I did with Doug Duncan, who's the creator of the Ultra.
Okay.
So,
that's cool.
Yeah.
How did you meet him? Did you just from some or whatever getting
Yeah, he reached out to me.
Okay.
When he saw it when I did the normal Skyrunner.
Yeah. Nice.
And yeah, he was super stoked that I was gonna try and go for winter.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was it. And like TCT was with Doug. The Prezi I did with another friend, Iris.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like a lot of fun those last 2 weeks.
Nice.
Had some good fun.
And then you were like, all right, next winter I'm gonna finish it out.
Next winter I'm like, yeah, the first week I'm gonna go out and do everything.
Okay. This was this winter?
This
winter. So tell us about this winter. Because when did you actually finish?
I literally finished like a couple weeks ago.
In March, yeah, in March, yeah. Okay. So it didn't go the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, so the first day of winter, we were gonna do the Mahoosuc.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that everyone was like warning me about.
Yeah.
And so Thomas and I, we like kind of joined forces. We went out on a scoping mission the day before. We went through the notch on like the Success Pond Road, and we went up to Old Spec and then down to just scope it out, see what it was like. And to be honest, like it was pretty okay. Like the notch is definitely like, you could in theory fall into a crevasse and get stuck.
Yeah.
But you would have to be like pretty not careful.
Yeah. Pretty reckless.
Yeah, pretty reckless.
Yeah. And you've been there before now.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times now, and so the only thing about it was that it was super icy. There wasn't too much snow actually. We were braking a bit, but it was all right.
Yeah.
And so the next day we're gonna do it, right? We were actually that night we were sitting in the hot tub at the motel, discussing,
prepping, scheming,
and we're just looking at the mountain forecast. Also, we had Chris Paquette, so Chris Walken. He went out and he went like south on it.
Yeah,
he was like scoping it out for us too, and he said like, yeah, it's good, like icy, but it's doable.
Yeah.
So, but this whole day, the temps are just dropping down. Like at first it was like -10 wind chill, -20 wind chill, -30 wind chill, -40 wind chill, and we're like, maybe we like shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Because it's like a 20-hour day.
Yeah.
Like that's significant.
Yeah, when you see that dark red on mountain forecasts, you start getting scared.
Definitely start getting scared. So, it was a hot tub decision that night to not do that.
Yeah. Smart.
So,
probably smart.
Probably smart.
But were you thinking like, if it's good now, like we just need good weather and we still got to go rip?
Yeah, I was like, dude, maybe we could come back and do it. But like our schedules weren't aligning. Like
Gotcha.
I was going down to New York City to see my mom for like the New Year's or for like Christmas. And like he was going to see his family in like New York, I think. And there were some beautiful looking days, but of course they were the days we were
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no, so I came up the next week, and was gonna do the Pemi instead.
Yeah.
So we went I went and did the Pemi that next week. And that was with Chris Paquette walking. He did the first half with me.
Yeah.
And then Thomas did like most of the second half with me. Like we met up at like Garfield.
Nice.
Chris left because he had to be somewhere, and Thomas joined. Thomas also helped break out part of it.
Nice.
Which was amazing.
Yeah.
We were breaking trail on the Pemi.
Yeah, winter Pemis don't happen too much.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was pretty serious. Like it was tough.
Yeah.
Chris was flying too. Like I just got some new boots.
Yeah.
And they were stiff, like heavy, like Obo's Bridger, super warm. And like I was carrying this heavy pack, like huge pack. I'm trying to follow Chris, and he's like jogging up the Osseo. I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Jogging across the ridge. He was moving quick.
Yeah.
And like I was like, dang. But he put me in a
Caffeine.
good
Give me some
spot.
caffeine.
Yeah, I need some caffeine. But he did put me in a good spot
Yeah.
to finish it on time. And then, with Thomas and I were like breaking out the rest of the trail. So like it was a bit slower. And then actually I left Thomas on Bonds or on Bond Cliff and went and like jogged out because that was broken.
Yeah.
And then I met Amber like 4 miles in or so.
Nice.
And we like ran out.
Finish it up.
And then Thomas came out.
Yeah. Nice. You waited for him.
Yeah.
Good friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had to make sure he got it.
Yeah.
And he'd done the winter Pemi before, so he wasn't like trying to do it with me that day.
Yeah.
He was helping out.
Yeah.
Which was greatly appreciated.
Yeah. So what were the winter Pemi time? Was it 14?
It's 15.
15. Okay.
And that was 14:45.
Wow.
That day.
Okay.
So cut it a little close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like great. It was like definitely not super fast.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it gets.
Yeah.
It gets fast. Like
it's similar to the Prezi. Like there are a lot of people that get out there, but it's just a couple sections.
Yeah.
Like Garfield Ridge.
Right.
Has anyone been there or whatnot?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, thankfully, with Chris and Thomas together, it was fun.
Yeah. So then you got one left.
So 2 left.
2 left.
Mahoosuc
okay.
and Cranberry.
Mahoosuc. Oh yeah, you didn't go to the Mahoosuc. Yeah. So.
Yes. Yeah. So we kept saying like every weekend we were gonna try and do like the Mahoosuc or the Cranberry. Like Thomas and I, we were talking about it, but every weekend was just bad.
Yeah.
And we went out. It was like just so much snow and so cold.
Yeah.
And also I was like helping out a lot with like Amber's project, so I was up here a lot and like I would say we went out. We tried to do the Cranberry once in like mid-January.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. Like there was so much powder. We made it like 10 miles before we turned around.
Yeah.
Like it was like this is not gonna happen.
No way.
And yeah, so that was kind of a shame. But it kind of like got me out of the mindset of doing these,
Yeah.
Because this winter was tough.
It was tough. There was not a lot of good weekends to rip, like up in the Whites, at least for me.
No.
Like it was kind of disappointing. I don't know.
It was. It
Yeah.
was hard.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you were kind of like, I don't know, but then
I kind of given up on it. And also
Yeah.
I was like skiing,
Yeah.
I'm a skier too.
yeah.
And I was kind of like, yeah, maybe I'll just ski the rest of the year. And Thomas convinced me to come back.
This guy, alligator
Mahoosuc.
blood, dude, he loves it.
Dude, he's like, dude, you got to come do the Mahoosuc. Like it was like the last week or last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, like I really don't want to. I really don't want to. Like it was like the last thing I wanted to do. It was like the Mahoosuc Traverse.
Yeah.
And so he did convince me. And what really convinced me too was like he reached out to Chris Paquette again.
Yeah.
And Chris went out like the day before and took a video of the ground. And it was solid.
Okay.
Like he was walking on it with spikes.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I need to like take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen that often. That's
It-
like maybe a once a season day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went out and the 3 of us, we did the Mahoosuc.
Nice.
Great ground conditions.
Yeah.
Solid.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like wet snowing all day.
Oh.
No views.
Yeah.
Soaking wet. Not too cold, like maybe mid-20s.
Yeah.
but definitely wet. But the ground, for me, like all that matters is the ground conditions for
Yeah.
moving fast. Like
Yeah.
if I can move fast, we were in snowshoes all day too, but like not post holing.
Yeah.
Like, and if you can do that, you'll fly through it.
Yeah.
So like Chris and I finished in like 16:40, and Thomas was like just me, and he likes to come in last second. We were getting cold. We're like, yeah, we want to move a little. We want to like just finish it. And Thomas was like, yeah, like I got everything planned out. I'm just having a good time. So Chris and I went ahead and we did it in like 16 hours, which was really, I think that's probably the fastest winter time.
Yeah.
And Thomas, came cruising in 19 or so.
Nice.
Happy as a clam.
Yeah. What is the cutoff for that in the winter?
20 hours.
20. So that's the longest 20 hours.
20 hours.
That'd be interesting. Is there a Mahoosuc winter FKT submitted?
There is not.
Did you look?
I don't know if there is or not. We did look. I don't think there is one.
Okay.
And we were gonna put it. We were gonna go put for the FKT, but we just didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of winter FKTs, to be honest.
Yeah,
'cause it's so variable.
I've talked about the winter FKTs before, and it definitely is. Yeah, it's just if there's like if someone's done it in the winter, it's a winter route. I think it's cool, but like,
right.
I don't know. And the same thing with kind of like Strava crowns. If there's a dry rock time, like let's preserve that.
Sure.
Let's not blow it out of the water because we can all sled down. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's just winter is just so like variable.
Yeah.
It could either be amazing or
Okay. So you battled the demons, got the Mahoosuc, and now you got one more, and you're like, this is. I think I saw on your Instagram maybe that just. I mean, you're swimming with the beavers.
Oh, yeah. This is the worst one.
This is the worst one.
This is the worst one by far.
Yeah.
I thought I thought Mahoosuc was going to be the worst one. The Mahoosuc was like easy in comparison to this.
It's fuck.
Like, it was just, so I went out and like, I'm like, you know what? 7 out of 8, 1 week left of winter.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out and do it. And like, everyone's like telling me, go out and do it. Thomas telling me, go out and do it. Thomas was like, yeah, go do it. I'm going to do it,
Yeah.
Thomas has got me on the right track every time.
I know, yeah.
So
the ultimate hype man.
The ultimate hype man. So, so I drive up and I'm like, I slept in my car that night, get out at like 3 a.m., 1.5 miles in. I go through some ice.
Ugh.
Down to like my
gosh.
mid stomach.
Yeah.
So completely soaked. Even my shirt, my jacket that I was wearing.
Yeah.
And the bottom of my pack. Like everything was soaked. And in like cold water, And I wanted to turn around right there.
You didn't turn around.
I was so mad. But I was ready, I had like a full set of clothes.
Yeah.
And so it's like 4 a.m.
This is nightmare fuel.
Pitch black in the middle of nowhere. Like Cranberry 50 is like the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing up there, especially in the winter. And like, and I'm like halfway into a beaver bog. And so as far as I can see, like the trail crosses like this like bog. And like I can't see any good way around it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just walk through it. I'm already in it.
Yeah.
So I just walk through it.
Oh my god.
I'm like breaking ice to walk through it. Like I'm like smacking the ice.
Oh.
My gloves are soaked. Everything's soaked, and I'm just walking through it.
What is going through your brain? You can't be moving fast.
No. I was not moving fast at all. I was like wading through water.
Oh my gosh.
And I get to the other side finally, and it's like the pants that I was wearing were like stuck to my leg.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, the one thing too that I've learned, if I like get wet in a race or something, or like you're going through a wet section, you're just like, I'm wet, I'll just be wet, and you just go. But in the winter, the water is cold.
It's cold.
So you get cold so fast, like it's not just being wet, you're probably just freezing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. It was definitely cold. And like everything was like icing up, like balling up.
Yeah.
So I had like these big ice cubes on my gaiters and my boots. And like I like got to the other side but I was a little bit cold. I knew I had a change of clothes. So I actually, instead of changing right there, I decided to keep walking and try and warm up a little bit.
That's smart. Yeah.
So I walked another like 2 miles or so until I was like warm.
Yeah.
And then I stopped and I like did a full change.
Yeah.
But it was hard to get like to open my gaiters because they were frozen shut. They were frozen to my pants.
Yeah.
I had like my multi-tool. I was like chipping away at the
Yeah.
ice.
Jeez.
Like chipping away at the ice on my boots. There was like a puddle in my boots. But I was able to stay warm enough. I had like plastic bags on my feet and just employing some like strategies that I've figured out.
Learned over the this is everything.
Yeah, and then once the sun came up, it was like the best sunrise I've.
Yeah.
I was like so happy. I almost started crying.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it was so cold that night and just wet. And once the sun came up, I just felt so much better. I was in snowshoes like all day.
Yeah.
Braking, no one was out there. The trail was like untouched. I was braking trail, but it wasn't hard braking.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't sinking a ton or anything. Definitely navigating a lot of water.
Yeah.
But very carefully.
Yeah.
After that first one.
Yeah.
And, it just kind of went by slow. It's 40 miles from the northern trailhead to the first, like, road. Or anything.
40 miles.
So, Wanakina. And then, so, like, 14 hours later, I pop out at Wanakina.
Dang.
Once I'm there, I know I'm good,
Yeah.
And that last section was just... Once it got dark again, it was bad.
Yeah. Oh.
Mentally.
Yeah.
But...
You were so close.
I was close. Everything was hurting. Like, my feet really hurt. I had, like, 30-pound pack on.
Oh, gosh. And this is the longest. Is this the longest cutoff? What was the winner on this?
20 hours.
20 as well. Okay.
Same as the Mahoosuc.
Yeah.
And so, I got out to the road, which with like 2 mile road walk left, and finished in like 18 hours 42 minutes. And I was just like so happy to be done with that.
Yeah. Was there anyone there? Or you just like
nope,
just you
completely alone.
You're like, I'm done.
Didn't see a single person the entire day.
Yeah.
Even in Wanakina, I didn't see a single person.
Yeah.
So and then I drove home.
Well, you had to be feeling good. You're like, dude, I did this. Monkey off the back.
Yeah, off the adrenaline. I stopped. I took a little nap, but
yeah. That is crazy.
Got home late.
Well, it seems fitting that you kind of ended with that insane, like the hardest, most insane adventure at the end.
Yeah.
And then you sweep it behind you.
To be honest with you, I don't think I would have finished it if it wasn't my last one.
Yeah.
I think if it was like my 7th, or I would have just turned around.
Just like no way.
But I was like, this is my last chance to do it and be the first person to do it this year.
Yeah. And what was the date? So. Because you only had like a week or whatever left of winter, right?
Yeah. I think it was the 18th.
Okay.
No.
Only a few days.
Not right.
18th.
The 14th, 15th, 16th. Oh, yeah, it was the 18th.
18th.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, first person to finish this, are there other people like going for it? I'm sure you've like inspired people. I'm sure Thomas is like,
Thomas is going for it.
Yeah.
He's almost done. He's going to finish up super, super soon. I think he just has Cranberry left too.
Nice. For this upcoming winter.
Yeah. So he's been working through him for a while, and and so I don't know if other people are really going for it. I'm sure.
Yeah.
People. But...
Well, I was looking at the. It looks like that. I know people submit for the patches. Do you know like how many people have just done the 24-hour standard for the 8 routes? Like, is there a list? Because I know on the grid website you can see when people finish the grid.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing or no?
There is a list. I think it's like 100 something.
Okay.
For like the sub 24.
Yeah.
And then the Skyrunner is like there's maybe like 8 or 9 people at this point.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And then in the winter. So for the gold normal, which is sub 24 hours, there's like 5 people that have done it.
Yeah.
And then for the Skyrunner gold, there's only 1. So
the lone and you're on that. How quickly were you on the website after you finished? Like, actually, you were texting that guy?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on there yet. I haven't checked.
Oh, not?
Yeah, they update it like once a year.
Oh, okay.
But I don't really mind that.
Yeah. Like, the people know.
I know.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Well, that is an epic project. That is it's so crazy. Yeah, the winter stuff. I mean, just next level toughness. What do you like cooking up next? I mean, you got a free plate now, right? You don't have this big thing hanging over you. Like, are you cooking anything up?
I mean, like I've been looking at a couple things. I like the I kind of like the yo-yo idea of like maybe yo-yoing some of them.
Okay.
Like the Mahoosuc yo-yo, maybe.
Yeah. I like that.
But I don't know. I'm not like I don't have anything planned long term. I kind of just go off the vibes,
Yeah.
of what I feel like doing. So
Well, it seems like you do multiple sports. You said you're a climber. You
Yeah.
ski. You
Yep,
can't.
yep.
You came from a football background. So are
Yeah.
you like? Do you go through phases of like, running's my thing right now, big hiking,
Absolutely, yeah.
Do you have any other summer sports you do, or pretty much just
Well, climbing,
climbing?
climbing and running, yeah,
Climbing and running.
and probably it's gonna be mostly running this year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I'm like up here, like there's Rumney. I've never been to Rumney. That's a climbing spot that I really want to go to. It's super famous and
Iconic.
But yeah, for running, it's like right now I'm just kind of focusing, I think, on getting my speed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Not a super big racer, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
But I mean, I do enjoy like dabbling in like some races for fun.
A little bit of competition.
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
I think I'll get into it more.
Yeah.
But
Do you have so this is more of like, I feel like some people are like hiking projects.
Yeah.
Some people are speed projects, races. So it sounds like you maybe do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit of everything. Like I'm not like, I don't think I'm gonna podium at like one of these crazy races.
Yeah.
But at least not yet.
Never know.
Working towards getting a little faster every day.
Nice.
But yeah, right now I kind of like to throw together some cool routes, some cool custom routes.
Yeah.
And I spend a lot of time in the Adirondacks, especially like last year I was doing a lot of that stuff, the slides there, the off trail.
Yeah.
Just so good,
Yeah.
So I like to scramble around out there, but
yeah. Well, I think this. Have you been on a lot of the 4,000 footers outside of the routes, or no? I mean, that's a lot of them.
Yeah, like, well, outside of like the main trails,
outside of the Pemi, the Prezi.
Yes, yeah. I've done the 4,000 footers I've done the whites.
Okay, you've done all the 48.
I've done the Vermont 5. I've done the Adirondack 46.
Yeah.
Nothing in Maine except Old Spec for the Mahoosuc.
Okay, nice.
Just haven't gotten out to Maine.
Yeah,
so far.
It's a far drive. Some of that stuff is hard to coordinate.
So yeah.
I mean, I think a big question.
Yeah.
What it sounds like, I don't know if I know the answer already from you, but the White Mountains versus the Adirondacks, that's always like, which are tougher? What do you think? It seems like you're a pretty good person for this.
So I started off in the whites. But I'm going to say that the Adirondacks are definitely more difficult.
There you hear it.
Definitely more difficult.
That seems a little bit of the sentiment.
Yeah.
Do you think the trails is it more technical? Is it less maintained and more OCR?
Yes.
Or is it, okay.
It's a combination of that. There's just the trails things are further away, they're longer.
Yeah.
Owl's Head in the whites is like the big, like far one, but in the Adirondacks you wouldn't wink an eye at something like that.
Well, that's right here. You have to walk in for a lot of them, right?
Yeah. A lot of them. I mean, you have like Cascade Porter, Giant, RPR, which are right on the road, but a lot of them are far in. Also like, herb paths. There's not like maintained trails up to everyone. And they're pretty substantial now. I mean, so many people have done them. But yeah, I mean, sometimes it's confusing, you're out there. It's kind of like a maze.
Yeah.
So I think it just requires a little bit more, it's a little bit more difficult to do the Adirondack 46 than the White Mountains.
Yeah.
The other thing is I just feel like it's not as easy to move fast in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
Like the whites, you can definitely run, even like some of the mountain trails, you can run them at a good clip.
Yeah.
Whereas the Adirondacks, like I'm happy getting a sub 20-minute mile.
Yeah. Yeah.
On a lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
So, and that I'm not saying that the whites aren't super rugged, because they are.
Yeah.
They're absolutely super rugged. But it's just a different vibe.
Yeah. I think a lot of people who spend a lot of time in the mountains know what you're saying too.
Yeah.
When it's just, I don't know, you're on a trail and you're like, I just can't move fast right now. It's
Right.
just everything. There's, stuff hitting me,
Yeah.
a little bit of, technicality, all that stuff can add into just going slower on trails.
Right. Yeah.
So it sounds like more of that.
Yeah. I would say so.
Yeah. I mean, the trails here are so popular too.
They are. Yeah.
Like the ones that get hit a lot. I don't know.
Right.
Do you think it's more congested in the whites? Definitely, because the Adirondack you have to walk in further. Like I've heard the parking isn't as good.
Yeah.
There's less people, right?
Well, I mean, like if you go to a popular trail in the Adirondacks, it's like the density. I think here it's more overall. Like there's more people everywhere.
Yeah.
Because there's like the trails here are nicer, just in general.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Adirondacks, like if you go like Marcy, like the Van Hoe Trail, you're gonna see a ton of people on a nice day. Like super congested. Cascade Porter, tons of people. Giant RPR, tons of people. But then like on some of the more nasty ones, you're just not really gonna see that many people. So
yeah, just quiet.
it's just quiet, super backcountry, like
yeah. There's a few places in the whites I feel like they can get like that, but
yeah, definitely. Cabot, up there.
Between Cabot and Weeks, have you done the Kilkenny Ridge?
I haven't.
Yeah, that's one that overgrown, ferny.
Yeah.
You can't see your feet, backcountry.
Yeah.
That's a
I've
pretty
heard
good
it's
one.
pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last year there were a ton of blowdowns.
Yep.
I don't know as much like last winter. We just got a ton of wind, I guess, or what are some storms. Like all trails had a ton of blowdowns, which really can slow trails up huge.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And like some of the ones that don't get maintained as much, that definitely plays into it. But yeah, well, sweet, man. That was an epic story. I mean, congratulations on finishing that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is there anything else like big that you've done, in the hiking, trail running, or outside of that you think is just interesting? We could hear some more stories. You got good stories.
I mean, I wouldn't say I really have tried to push anything super hard. I did try and go for the Bob Marshall FKT last year.
Okay.
Which is
what is that?
It's an extension of the Great Range.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I bailed probably like 3/4 of the way through because I was just falling a little bit behind like every minute. But
yeah.
So that's the Great Range plus like a couple other things like Big Slide and Algonquin, right? Iroquois. That's a tough route. It's like 30 miles with 14 or 15K.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really stout time on that. I really just think like I love putting together like big gnarly things that like kind of make my own route.
Yeah.
So like maybe like I'll come up with some nasty thing that could be the next big running thing in the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
The scene there is different from here.
Yeah. How would you, I don't know too much about the scene over there.
Yeah.
How would you kind of like describe it? I'm sure there's a hardcore group of runners like there is here and hikers.
Right.
But is it less races? Are there less people like pushing different projects?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's more low key for sure.
Yeah.
Here, everyone's super cool, I mean, people there are super cool too. But you don't see them as much, I feel like.
Yeah.
As you do here. And definitely like there's not races like all throughout the mountains there like there are here.
Yeah.
I mean, Whiteface has its
that's a big
races,
one.
But
yeah. I feel like the race scene here, like White Mountain endurance races came in a few years ago and really like have blown up the races, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like permitted races in the White Mountains. I think the FKT scene here is pretty strong. Like,
right.
Jack Kenzel.
Yeah.
He came through and, gave these all like super stout times. Some other people have been chasing it.
Sure.
I mean, people are like Amber doing crazy projects.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo-yoing. Oh my gosh. Did you pace her on any of the?
I did. Yeah.
You did?
I was supporting a little bit for that.
Yeah. She did the New Hampshire AT and then the yo-yo of the Whites 100, which is just
ridiculous.
That's bonkers.
Ridiculous.
A Whites 100, can I have another?
Yep, it's not enough to just go out once, right?
Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of that here.
Yeah,
which is cool.
The community here is amazing. I mean, everyone's super cool.
Yeah.
And everyone you talk to.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of resources too. Like I know you said you had met Thomas in that Facebook group, but there's lots of groups that if you have questions about the Whites or like the 48, the grid, people are just they know.
They're happy to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Dax, it's like yeah, if you don't know your stuff, get out. You know,
Yeah.
you hear is people are happy to help. So.
Yeah. I think it's cool too. There's obviously Strava's pretty popular. I'm back on the socials, which is cool. That is how I kind of heard about you.
Sure, yeah.
Like even if you haven't met somebody, like you'll show up and like see somebody like, oh, I saw you do whatever, and then just like chat about whatever. Lots of mountain runners.
Yeah.
They got the White Mountain Throwdown.
Oh yeah,
which has been a huge success. You should come out and rip one of those this year.
I was thinking about giving it a shot. Trying a couple of the segments.
Yeah,
because I feel like I'm getting into more of like that kind of VK almost thing. So maybe I'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's cool. Like last year definitely. I mean, you just drumming in those efforts brought out big names.
Oh yeah.
Anybody can come and do them within a month for free.
Right.
So it's not like a race entry. You can pick a good day, and then you can go race against other super fast people.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like the trail running right now in New England is getting really good.
Absolutely.
So
it's an awesome thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I appreciate you coming on. Like, awesome story.
Absolutely.
Congrats again. We're gonna go grab at least a couple miles right now.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Mountain. But yeah, thanks for coming on. Where can people find you?
I'm on Instagram, joe.palisi, Palisi. And then Strava, also Joe Palisi. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Easy enough. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
All right. I mentioned dream talk, so we're just gonna get into the dream talk. I had a dream last night. It kind of shook me a little bit. And I'm going to explain the dream. And you know how you have a dream and you can't, when it happens, you can't really explain it to other people in the magnitude of, what it felt like to you in the dream. So I don't know how this is going to come across. I don't even remember it that good. This is the problem. I don't remember it great. So it's like, how can I convey to you how shocking it was? But I'm going to give it a go. In this dream, it felt like we were in a school project or a classroom, right? Or like some sort of school setting where people had different groups that they were working in. And the project was to come up with some sort of, I don't know if it was a video or a song. I don't know what it was, but it was one of those two, genre ballpark things. And my group, I remember, I don't even remember what it was. I wish I had an idea of what my group's project was, but we presented something fair, high school or whatever level this is, a decent little like, oh, that was kind of nice, whatever thing. Like the level, Andrew, come on, you have to give us some details. If I was doing a mountain, a scene or whatever, it would just be a couple like maybe clips from a top of a mountain. That's it. Very basic, no editing, anything like that. Okay. And that's what the vibe of everyone was. And then some group came up and they showed their project. Oh, I forgot the song. I don't know. All right. Scenic Mountain with a song in the background. These guys came up and this wasn't my group project. This was somebody else's group project. They put on this thing and it was almost like a Weird Al parody. You remember Weird Al Stuck in the Drive-Thru? It was a parody song about my life, okay? And obviously I'm on the YouTube, posting the YouTube now. So when I see like someone who does good edits or a good video or has good punch or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's nice now. So I don't know if I'm noticing this stuff more. But in the dream, they had this awesome like music video. It was like the edits were amazing, right? It was super funny. It was a parody song. It was so punchy and it was so clever. Sometimes in the shower, in a car drive, by myself, I'll do a little bit of singing, I just have a lot of energy sometimes. And I know, so maybe this is something that I'm kind of like more is in my brain, but and sometimes I'll freestyle, right? Like if Joss, I'll just say a couple little funny lines, but and nothing crazy. So I kind of know where my skill set is there. The video was so clever and so funny, and it had the perfect images to match like what the song was, right? It was like Eminem, play on words, and it had stuff from my life. The one I do remember, we've been playing this game called Dutch Blitz. It's like a card game, kind of like an Uno, or I don't know, it's got color cards. And it had like these puns with Dutch Blitz in it and a couple other small, like only me and Jocelyn really would like know the reference, right? So like these really intimate, clever lines that were making me laugh, right? And with the edits and the visual, I'm like, oh my God, this is insane. So that's what the dream was. And it's like, all right, Andrew, what's so crazy about that? I was trying to figure out, where did that come from? Okay? Because I know I'm not clever enough or funny enough. Like, this was next level cinema, guys. I mean, I wish I had it. I posted on my YouTube. It's out of my niche, posted on my YouTube. I'm thinking, where did it come from? I know I couldn't think of it. My brain as it is when I'm awake is not clever enough or funny enough to put that together freestyling, right? So it must have been pre-planned somewhere, pre-written, you may say. So I'm thinking, where was it written? And I have a few thoughts. It was either written in my brain, but not in a conscious part of like me thinking about it, right? Like there's a dark little cell in my brain that's been coming up with this hilarious, funny music video about my life, came up with the perfect script, put, faces to the, or whatever to the words, and then it just portrayed it in my dream, okay? That could happen. I don't know much about the brain. But we don't know what dreaming is, right? This is what got me thinking. So that's one thing, which is a little bit weird. It's kind of like, I think about me like editing some of these videos and doing some of this stuff, and there's a little dream man who I have no access to, that is just working on cool music videos in my brain. So it could be there. It could be that you dream, they say like you dream really slow, or I don't know how that works. Like a dream feels like an hour, but it's only a minute, which I don't even know if that would, okay, yeah. It feels like an hour, but it's only a minute. So let's say the song was 3 minutes. Okay, hold on. Not 3 minutes me time, 3 minutes in the dream time. So an hour in a dream feels like 1 minute in real life. So 3 minutes in a dream feels like, is that even faster? It feels like 20 seconds? Am I doing that right? Because I'm just thinking, what if the time was going so slow enough where it seemed like I was just freestyling like to a quick beat, but in reality in life it was happening like I had 5 minutes to think of the next line. That's why they were so good, and that's how my dream brain, that could be it. I came up with it with my my dream brain, but it took, and I had 5 minutes. It just, the way that I saw it was really quick. So that could be a second option. And then the third option, the funnest option that I was kind of thinking about, and I've kind of I wouldn't say gotten into the meditating thing, but really I do think, mental strength and, I don't know, spirituality maybe. I don't know really how to describe it, but I do feel like, I've been doing a little bit of meditating, right? And it's like, you don't exist, the task exists. We're all connected, right? We're all the same in the big thing that we don't even know what's going on. You don't exist, the person next to you doesn't exist. Everyone is on the singular plane or mission, right? And we're all connected in this way. This is, they say remote viewing, where, some people, if they really meditate super hard, they can see what's going on across the world, right? Because they're connected to this other kind of world that we're all logged into, but we can't perceive it. What if in my dream state, my mega dream meditation state, I am plugged into the funniest, most clever version of myself, and I could just recall from that guy because in my dream I was connected to him, right? That's the third thing. And what that gets me, I hope this makes sense. I hope somebody is like, I know what he's talking about. I can feel how kind of weird this was. Like, where did this awesome music video script come from? How was it generated? And no one's going to really know how good it was. It was epic, guys. It was epic. If I posted it, you would be like top of the charts. It was so funny to me. So, but that begs the question, are we all connected? Is this, and I've been kind of leaning into this maybe a little bit, maybe trying to help my running. What if there's a version of me, a genius, an Albert Einstein of Andrew Wojak, a 4-minute miler of Andrew Wojak. Wait, well, Andrew, don't get a Kilian Jornet version of Andrew, right? Like, what am I connected into, but I just haven't tapped into it yet, right? I don't know. And who knows? I don't know if anyone meditates and this has worked for you, but, sometimes, like, if you're in a hard effort, right, it's like, almost if you can, it hurts so bad it feels like you're just going everything you got. But also there's been moments where it really hurts, it's really hard, but also if I can get myself to relax, I can move faster, right? So what other limitations am I putting on myself because I'm not tapping into some sort of thing that is available to me, not just in my dreams? Maybe I could be a 4-minute miler. Well, who knows, right? So just something to think about, something to really try to tap into. And, oh man, John Hirsch sent me something good here. I don't know if I can really pull it from my brain right now. Like if I was able to tap into, everything, I would be able to. But he sent me this thing where monks, these monks would run a marathon every day or some sort of crazy running event. And the goal of the monk, this is how I perceived it and remember it, so I could be botching this. The goal of the monk was not chasing fitness. The monk was chasing the version of himself or the work that it takes to get that fitness level or whatever your goal is, right? And maybe this is all part of it. I think about it. I kind of think about, like, if I'm on a similar path, or I've dedicated years to running and really trying to find my potential. If you're really trying to find your potential, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And I guess that is the metaphor, but the end goal isn't what you're chasing, it's what it takes to get to that end goal. So, like, what are those things? Years of dedication, decades of dedication, leaving no stone unturned for decades, making mistakes and fixing them. Making mistakes is a huge part of it. Failing, right? Failing and coming back better, thinking that you have reached where you want to reach to, and then, getting set back and then going up, learning more things, really, going the way of the warrior, giving your all to something. And the people who get to that ultimate goal, they know what it takes, right? And again, I always drop names, but like a Tom Brady, right? The guy for 20 plus years, just every minute he was just trying to be the best football player that he can. That's the goal. Isn't the fitness, the goal is to learn what it takes to be him, right? Because at the end of his career, Tom goes, I have all the answers. That is what this metaphor is. He put in the work. He knew what it takes to get to the highest level. He had all the answers, and he went and won a Super Bowl with the Bucs at 42 or whatever it was. So that was kind of my dream. That was kind of my dream spiral talk. But I thought it might be interested, and maybe someone would have some takeaways from it. But we'll do the trail conditions before the race preview and race results. So the trail conditions, I went up. In my spring trail running playbook, I talked about a lot of places to go in the spring outside of the whites when the conditions aren't great. And I run that playbook, running the playbook. But there, when you do it, I don't know what it is. There's a certain feeling you get when you're either in the 4,000 footers. I don't know if it's really up north, it's the terrain, or it's being up high in the air. But you guys know, there's something about being up there. And I've gone a couple weekends where I haven't gone up there, and I was just itching to go and get some of that northern air. And I'm going through trail condition reports, and it's not good, right? In the April, even if you have like crappy conditions, it's muddy, it's icy, it's post-holy, all that stuff. If you start in the morning, if you go for a couple hours, you do something where it's a popular route, gritters are out there, they're packing it down, you can get away with just throwing on spikes. Like some of the reports have said, like, yeah, I just need to throw on spikes or whatever. But today, it was in the 60s early morning, 70s in the afternoon, which is beautiful. I cannot complain about that. But that soft snow, it's just going to get torched, even in snowshoes, so I couldn't do it. So I'm thinking, all right, what are the other peaks? I'm kind of getting ahead of that playbook. I've ran a couple of the plays now. I'm trying to get to that early May. I want to get on the moats, but it's just, I think South Moat's actually probably pretty good, and I picked one similar to that, but I want to get a little bit higher. So today, I was like, all right, I'm just going to go up north and do something. Landed on Welch Dickey. Awesome route. I've only done it. I actually have only been there a couple times. I know it's one of the most popular routes for, it's off exit 28 in Thornton. A lot of people, it's great views, very exposed, so you get a lot of cool mountain views. And it's like 1,800 feet, 4 miles. It's a good hike for, more casual hikers to you get good views and do it. And I did it as in a big group back in the day. So it's cool. And then today's Friday, so I wanted to go on a weekday, which helped. So it wasn't really crowded, and no snow, no ice. And it's pretty punchy. It actually is pretty punchy, and it was going to get, not 3,000 feet, but 2,800 feet. So I landed on it. It was awesome. It just feels like I haven't ran on white mountains, rocks and roots in 6 or whatever months it is. And that's because that's true. And it felt good to get out there. I've been to Monadnock, but there was still ice when I went to Monadnock. So that's like kind of close, but it was so this is my first real kind of mountain steep technical run in a while. And it was awesome. A lot of the slabs were wet, but that's fine. That was A-okay with me. A little bit of wetness is not gonna frighten me. You got to get used to the wet and the muddy trails as the melt out continues. But it was awesome. Ran into Andrew Soares up there, so we got some miles in together, which was cool. And there's turkeys going nuts over here. There's no way you guys would hear this on the. I wonder if I could edit in background noise. Probably not. But just some turkeys gobbling. But yeah, it was awesome. I mean, the trail conditions, I have nothing to report. A little bit muddy down low, like a little bit, nothing crazy, but a little bit muddy. Wet slabs, but totally dry. Wet slabs, totally dry. No snow, covered in snow. I don't know what that snow reference was, but no snow, no ice. I promise that. No snow, no ice on Welch and Dickey. Although Andrew was saying the other morning it was really cold and the slabs are all wet, so it was icy in the morning. So actually, if it drops below freezing, which I think it is next week, it might be a little bit icy, but no significant snow. Go in the afternoon. It's going to be good. And what am I thinking about for next weekend? What weekend? I don't even know the date. I think next weekend it's definitely. I always do the moats on the White Lakes Ultra weekend. I'll go to the moats and then I go swing by White Pond or whatever. I don't. What's the White Lake? Oh my gosh. White Pond, White Lake Ultra. I always go to White Lake. I used to camp there as a kid. That was like the one camping activity we would go like when I was really young, a couple times a year. Yeah, so that's the place. But I might go there a week early and just do the moats 2 weekends in a row because I really just want to get up north. But I would think South Moat is out. And then, May 1st, guys, the White Mountains Throwdown is coming out soon. Are you guys going to hear? I don't even know. Yeah, I can't do math right now. But anyway, we're getting on big mountains soon. It felt good today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. And now we're going to go and do race results. The race results are going to be inside today, guys. I did them. It's actually funny. I did the race results inside, I think, once. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to start doing these inside because it's it's been a little bit daunting. I have a better system that I'm gonna get to so I don't miss any, and I'm not super stressed about hitting all the races that I'm working on. But until today, it's gonna be inside. But on that video, when I did it inside, like on the YouTube analytics, you can see in a video how long people watch or like your watch time kind of. And as soon as the race results came on, the watch time went from, I don't know what percent it was, to 0. Nobody stayed on to watch it. So then I'm thinking like, oh my God, I need to be in this truck bed for people to watch this podcast on YouTube. So, but today, turkey's moving, still gobbling, moving downhill. I found a better spot today, a little quiet. I don't know if this is going to be my final, I want to have a few podcasting spots, but hey, this good omens. You got turkeys gobbling around you. So I'm going to do the results inside. I'm figuring out a better process. It's at the end of the episode anyway, but here are the race results from this upcoming weekend and the past weekend. I know I'm going to do a run amok results. Do I remember off the top of my head? Oh, I'm going to do the run amok off the top of my head. This is not recommended. This is dangerous. I don't know the third place finishers' names. Maybe I'll put the top 3 in. I don't know. But I'll just talk about Run Amok before I do the preview. Run Amok was stacked. I did the preview for Run Amok, and I don't know what lists I was looking on. I don't know if my head was in the muck. I don't know what was going on. But there were some sluggers that showed out that weren't even on the entrance lists. Eric LaPuma. See, this is why I can't do this. Why am I blanking now? Don't do this. The girl from Maine that just crushes a million miles. Oh my gosh. Photo finish. No. I don't know if it's going to come back to me. God dang it. Okay, anyway, Run Amok. Eric LaPuma shows up, right? He won by a good amount. I don't know if he set the course record. I don't think so. But he's on U.S. National Championships team, world-class runner, runs around the world. He comes in first, runs the race, so I didn't know he was in it. Boom, Eric LaPuma. Did I? I don't even know. Maybe I did do a preview. No, but he wins it. Second place, Keith Nadeau, okay? Keith Nadeau, Keith is such a strong runner. He's like a household New England ultra runner name. Because Keith will do hamster wheel, 100-miler. He'll do White Lakes Ultra. He'll do something fast. He'll do something short. He'll do Infinitus. His range is so good. I think he has a Hut Traverse picnic. He has such good range. And to show up, I don't know what he's been up to, but to show up at a 50K, Jigger Johnson, 100-mile first place finisher. He just goes to so many ultra marathons and his range is crazy. But to show up to a fast 50K, come in second in a stacked field, oh my gosh, fast. Third place was the guy from Canada who had the Manchester to Monadnock course record. We knew he was fast because he had that course record by a good bit, 7-something. Knew he was fast. He came in third. And then Andy McGibbon comes in fourth, who's a household Goffstown name, Vermont name. Just a stacked 1 through 4. I'm forgetting 5. I forget 5. I didn't know third's name, but at least give him the cred. And then the women's race, maybe even more exciting. Lindsay Webster and that girl from Maine. Why? Leela Gaudreau and Lindsay Webster. A 6-second photo finish. Lindsay etches out. She wins it. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I've said a couple times in the podcast talking about age. I don't want to age. I don't know. But Lindsay Webster is older, like later 30s. So she actually probably is in her prime. But she's somebody that's been on the scene for so long, just like a veteran. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. She's a veteran in the sport, professional runner, so fast. Prezi FKT. And then Leela Gaudreau, a young girl from Maine who just throws down a million miles. It's kind of like a vet and a newcomer. Although Leela Gaudreau is probably more, I don't know, she's probably more experienced than most of the people, in New England running ultras. But that was cool to see. And then third place was another super fast. Joanna Frontier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly. She came in third. Okay, another pro sponsored, whatever you want to call runner, super fast. What'd she do a Vermont 100K last year or something? Won it, real good time. And then Lexi Jackson comes in fourth for the women. So a stacked event, lived up to the hype. Everybody went so fast. I did say like, oh, I wish I did that. I did that race, but honestly, I looked into it and I was like, no, okay, just straight road, dirt. I know there's some dirt roads and there was some vert, but that is not, I want to be racing up and down. But that was a cool race. Maybe one day I'll throw myself in that mix. That was cool to see. So, all right, we did one of the race results. That was the big one that I kind of stuck to, and then we'll go through a couple other race results, and then we'll preview next weekend, upcoming stuff. Tomorrow, this is dropping on Sunday. Tomorrow's the Boston Marathon, which is epic. I didn't realize how big of not a deal. I don't want to say deal because I know, the city shuts down. The Boston Marathon is huge. Boston Marathon is one of the most sought after marathons in the world. The way that all of these pros talk about Boston, it gives me like Western States, UTMB vibes. Some people don't like Western States vibes. So massive, and I watched the Conor Mantz documentary, so I've been looking at more of the marathon stuff. So it's been cool to follow. I know a couple of the names. Those fast guys are just there. It's fun. Everything's getting really fast. It's cool to see those people rip, and also going back a little bit. I don't even know why I'm throwing this in. That's at the end of the episode. If you're listening right now, I mean, just tried and true. You're a warrior. Appreciate you. What did I want to say? Oh, yes. Watching like the Conor Mantz documentary and seeing these pro runners do like a 20-mile run, finishing at like a 4:30 or a 4:34, average pace 4:54, 4:48. All these, just making it look easy. Like they go really hard. That's the one thing that is, obviously their heart rate data, it is crazy that they're, these guys are running 4 somethings and their heart rate's like 170, 168 or whatever. That is kind of crazy. Going sub 5-minute miles, but you see these guys, you're like, oh man, that's fast. And then, I said this last week. I don't know if the gap is off on my watch, but when I ran the South Hunkanunick road climb, I clocked a 450 gap. And I was like, oh, that is pretty fast. And I am on that climb and the climbs, when I do stuff, on the flats, I just have a hard time turning over. It's because I don't road run that much. I'm much more competitive and stronger on the ups, so it kind of makes sense. But the weekend or whatever, I recently went down to the track before I rolled the ankle, and I was like, oh, I ran a 450 gap up, for 8 minutes or whatever. Like I may come in here and I may, I was doing 3 by 1 mile, which is kind of like a good, like my first workout back at the track. That's what I like to do. So I'm thinking like, oh man, I may run 5 flat for these like reps, like 4 whatever minute miles, no business. I did not run 5 flat for 3 miles. I think it was 5. I was in the 5 teens for all of them, which it wasn't like all out, but it was a good workout for sure. I was happy with those times, but I was like, oh, I'm going to be so fast. I'm going to, 440, because you do see some of these people do, ultra runners or pro runners will do workouts and they can consistently hit like for miles, like 4, even, the top Conor Mantz people are outliers, but even the other kind of pros that you can see, they'll do a lot of workouts where they're running 450 to 50 pace for mile reps, like a David Roach. Not that he isn't like top of the world, but some of those fast people, like a Ollie Ostrander. She's got a big YouTube. She's crushing on YouTube. That's kind of, I do like watching her videos. I think she's funny, good at editing. I appreciate a good YouTube video. Those kind of people, like a Lauren Gregory, maybe they're just in the videos a lot. So I saw the workouts, but they'll do workouts where they run like 4 something mile reps, and a lot of the working time for longer intervals will be 5 something. So I don't know. I got to get faster. I got to get faster for sure. I got to work on turnover. But the goal's 5 years from now. That's like one of the things that I'm going to try to take pressure off myself this year. Everything I'm going to do this year, even though I have big goals, it's really just to help me in 5 years. The way of the monk, the way of the warrior. I'm tapping into where that script came from. That's a callback. Here are the rest of the results. Peace. Peace for outdoor Andrew. Okay, we're going to wrap this up with a couple race results, couple race previews. So, race results from 2 weekends ago. The Next Loop Endurance Series, New England. Rentham, Math, 50K, 10 loops. This event took place at White Barn Farm, 50 runners, various distances. Here are the 50K results. First to third men's, we got Thomas Lidstrom takes it home 4:13, wins by a half hour, good margin there. Second, Hugo Lopez, 4:42, and then third place is Michael Rath. He ran 4:52. And then for the women's, first overall, the winner, Laurelyn Weymouth, 6:07. Second place, Emily Barbados, 6:13. And then third place, Emma Wickman, 6:42. Congrats to everybody. That's the podium. And then the Spring Fever 8-hour ultra in Hingham, Mass. This took place at Wampatuck State Park. The reverse the course, reverse the curse year, right? So they reversed the course on this to try to get good weather. I think it worked. Here are the results. First place for the men, Tom Walejko, 45 miles. He's the only one to go 45 miles at this 8-hour ultra. He wins it, takes it home. We got 3 men tied for second. Or no, I shouldn't say tied for second. 3 men got 40 miles. Jeff Henson, Alejandro Mesa Mezo, and then in fourth place, James Menozek. They all got 40 miles, but I think it is whoever finishes that last lap first gets second and third. So Jeff got second, Alejandro got third. Those are the results there. And then the women's side, we got 3 women go 35 miles. First place, Catherine Damos. Second place, Lisa Keary. Third place, Karen Dieso. They all went 35 miles. Those are the results. That wraps up the results in addition to Run Amok. And then we have some race previews. So this is coming up next weekend when you're listening to this. Tark Spring Classic, 50K, marathon, half marathon, 10K. April 25th, Weston, Mass. I mean, we know the Tark races. This event takes place in Jericho Town Forest on a Besoak. I don't know what Besoak means. My vocabulary maybe isn't great. 10K loop designed to show an artisanal maze of twisting single-track trails. While the course is relatively flat and beginner-friendly, runners should be prepared for typical New England spring conditions, including rocks, roots, and a high probability of mud. As a low-key, no-swag event, the focus is on community conservation, with the 50K participants completing 5 full loops of the forest. That's Spring Tark Spring Classic. Next up, we got the Jake Bristol Lake Warramug Ultra Races, 50K, 50 mile, and 100K. This is taking place on the April 26th in New Preston, Connecticut. Regarded as the oldest 100K in the United States, no way. That's crazy. The oldest 100K in the United States? Leadville, 100K? This race consists of scenic, primarily flat, paved loops around the perimeter of Lake Warramug. Yuck. No, I'm just kidding. No, that is mean. No, paved loops for 100K? Yeesh. I'm pretty sure Justin Kowski is ripped. I've seen him run this race before. I can't just shout out Justin Kowski every time we see a CT race. After an initial out and back section, runners settle into 7.6 mile laps with 100K finishers completing 7 full circuits before a final dash to the finish line at the state park. The course is famously fast and U.S. track and field sanctioned, making it a premier destination for those looking to set a personal record on a rolled ultra. All right, cool. So this is a fast sanctioned road 50K, 50 mile, 100K. Go get a good time on it. April 26th is the last one that we got. Cobb's Cook Backyard Ultra, 50K, 50 miler. April 26, 2026, Edmonds, Maine. Held in the beautiful Cobscook Bay State Park, this event utilizes a modified backyard format where runners complete 5K or 4.167 mile loops every hour on the hour. The route follows vehicle-free gravel roads that offer roughly 200 feet of gentle elevation gain per lap, with the event capped at 10 hours for 50K, 12 hours for 50 mile. It is a fat-ass style of race with no entry fees, meaning participants are responsible for their own aid and must carry their gear from the park gate to the start-finish area. Nice. So this is a free race. God, I feel like, have we not Cobscook? Maybe I looked into this earlier. I think this was initially going to be at the beginning of the month, but I'm pretty sure that it got pushed back. So maybe I've looked at it before. That's why no, this isn't ran yet. So the Cobscook Backyard Ultra, fat ass style. I think that they said, they recommended a donation to the state park. Very cool. Raise some money, and yeah, backyard events. This is, is there even going to be a race director, or just people just run until they can't run? So there'll probably be no results from this event. But okay, guys, that was the race results, race preview for last weekend and then this weekend. And that's it for this episode. We went no camera on this back end section, so I don't know what I'm going to put. I may just put a logo. Nah, maybe I'll just put some video running in the mountains. It's probably better than. But yeah, this was audio only. Appreciate you guys staying with another. This could be a 2-hour episode. This might be a 2-hour episode. So if you listen to the end, shout out. I think it was a good one. And trail season's heating up. We'll see you next week. Peace.